So our last page is the contact page. So I'm going to go over here and click that. This is what your contact page is going to look like when we're done. So I'm going to start with this contact top section. I'm going to go to banner right here, add image, and just give that a background photo. Alrighty, so once that loads, I'm going to hit save. And now we have this banner at the top. So in this text box, I'm going to hit edit first, and then in the text box, I'm just going to put contact me, let's work together. Just a intro for this page. So that first line is going to be heading 1, the second line is going to be heading 3, and I'm going to hit save. Alright, I want to move it down a little bit, so I'm just going to add a spacer above my text box and just move that down. Alright, perfect. So the next thing that I'm going to do is this section that actually has my contact form. So it's called contact form. I'm going to hit edit. I'm going to add 5 spacers. I'm going to put them all side by side. Okay, so then I'm going to drag the left one to be 1 space, the one next to that to also be 1 space. This one should be 4. Next one should be 5 spaces, and the one on the end should just be 1. Alright, so under this second spacer, I'm going to add a code block. So I'm going to scroll down. If you remember, we did this on the home page. So under more, I'm going to hit code, and in your code folder, there is a file called contact page. So I'm going to open that and copy and paste the code from there and hit apply. Alright, so that's what it looks like right now. After we add our CSS code, it's going to look a lot better. But under this spacer next to it, we're going to add a photo. Alright, hit apply. And then right next to that, I'm going to add a form. So if you go down to more and choose form, this is a contact form. So you can add your form fields here, add whatever you want. And then if you go to storage, make sure that you change this email. If it's not already to the email that you want things sent to, you're going to change it. So like, for example, for my photography business, this is my personal email. So this is what I used to make this Squarespace my Squarespace account. But if this was my website, I would want to change this to hello@anatee.co because that is the email that I use for my photography business. So after that, I'm just going to hit connect, apply, and do make sure that you test out your form just to make sure that nothing went wrong, because it's pretty important if people are trying to contact you and your form is broken, you might not know. So always make sure you test that. Okay. So now I'm just going to delete the spacer above my photo, move that up. And hit save. Alright, and then I'm going to scroll down to my frequently asked questions section, hit edit. In this text box here, I'm going to put in my title, frequently asked questions. Make sure it's centered and heading 1. Okay. Under that, I'm going to add 4 spacers. And, whoops, I'm going to put them all side by side. Alright, so my left spacer is going to be 2 spaces wide. Next one is going to be 4. The one after that is going to be 4 as well. And the one on the right is going to be 2 spaces. So under my second spacer, I'm going to put in a text box. And I'm going to have my question and my answer. So that question is going to be heading 2, and the answer is normal. So then I'm going to do the same thing under the text, or to the right of that, put in another question and answer. All right, so then I'm going to put a spacer under this text box and another text box right under it. And I'm just going to repeat that on the right side. Okay, and if you want your questions to be a little closer together, you can delete that spacer and just have, you know, the two text blocks right under each other. But I like it with the spacer, so I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and delete these spacers on top, the middle top ones. And there we go, and you can just add as many questions and answers as you want. All right, and last section is our Instagram block. So this is the same one that we did on the About page. So you're gonna hit Edit, add two spacers, move them side by side, and then move that text box right in between. All right, then I'm going to drag the left spacer over so that it takes up 6 blocks. Drag my right spacer over so that it takes up 3. And then in my text box, I'm going to put follow along on Instagram. Alrighty, make sure that my top line is heading 1, bottom line is heading 2, and remember to link your Instagram there. So then under that, I'm going to go down to Social Blocks, Instagram, change this to 6 items, go over to Design, and do 6 thumbnails per row. Hit Apply, and save. Alrighty, so that is it for the contact page. So now that we're done with all of our pages, next step is to add the CSS code.